What happens when you spend the night in a place so haunted the ghosts already know your name? We're not talking about bumps in the night or creepy feelings. We're talking about a hotel room where a famous spirit, the Lady in Red, is said to have been murdered, and she never left. A team of investigators decided to spend the night in her room, room 502, to see if the legends were true. But what they found on their cameras was something nobody was prepared for. It wasn't just a legend, it was waiting for them. The story takes place in Tonopah, Nevada, a town that some call the most haunted town in America. Right in the heart of it is the Mizpah Hotel, a place dripping with history and paranormal claims. And if that's not creepy enough, it's right next to a world-famous and, frankly, terrifying clown-themed motel. The entire town just feels off, but the investigators weren't there for the clowns. They were there for one specific ghost, the Lady in Red. The legend says she was a prostitute who was murdered by a jealous lover on the 5th floor, right outside room 502. Her spirit is said to still wander the halls, and room 502 is her favorite place. The goal was simple: spend the night and try to make contact. The moment they walked into room 502, the air felt heavy. You know that feeling when you walk into a room and you just know you're not alone. That's what this was. This wasn't just some spooky story. It was a full-on investigation, kind of like those overnight in America's most haunted hotel challenges you see. But this time, the evidence they found was chillingly real. They set up their gear, an EMF meter to detect energy fields, a spirit box to hear spirit voices, and an SLS camera. Now, the SLS camera is the real game changer. It maps out human-like figures that the naked eye can't see. They started by just asking questions, hoping for a response. At first, it was quiet, almost too quiet. They started asking the spirit questions. Is there anyone here with us? Can you give us a sign? And then it happened. The EMF meter, which had been silent, suddenly lit up. The needles went crazy. For anyone who doesn't know, an EMF meter detects spikes in electromagnetic energy. Paranormal investigators believe that spirits can manipulate this energy to show their presence. And in that room, the energy was spiking right next to the bed, exactly where the Lady in Red is often seen. It was the first concrete sign that they were not alone. This is where things went from creepy to downright terrifying. They turned on the SLS camera. It works by sending out a grid of infrared dots, and if something with a human shape interrupts that grid, a stick figure appears on the screen. They pointed it towards the bed. And there, on the screen, a perfect stick figure appeared, sitting right on the edge of the bed. But when they looked at the bed itself, there was nothing there. It was empty. The figure just sat there, as if it was watching them. Imagine seeing that. A perfect human shape sitting right there on the bed. But the bed was empty. They were in the room with something invisible. With the SLS figure still on the bed, they pulled out the spirit box. This device scans through radio frequencies, and spirits can supposedly use the white noise to form words. They asked, "Who is in this room with us?" The box crackled with static, and then a clear voice came through. It said a name, not a random name. It said Ryan, the name of the lead investigator. There is nothing more terrifying than a spirit knowing who you are. It's not just a random ghost anymore. It's personal. It knows you. The team was completely shaken. The voice was clear, and it was a direct, personal message. As the night wore on, the real horror began to set in. You know, it reminds me of those videos titled, "I spent 24 hours straight in a haunted house," where the main goal is just to survive the night. And in this case, survival felt like the only goal. As the hours crawled by, their minds started playing tricks on them. Every creak of the old hotel's floorboards, every whisper of the wind outside, you start to question what's real and what's just your fear. The story of the lady in red played over and over in their heads. A woman of the night, betrayed and murdered in this very building. Was she angry? Was she sad? Or was she just lonely, looking for someone to notice her? They stayed awake, cameras rolling, too scared to sleep, just waiting for the sun to rise. By the time morning came, they were exhausted, both physically and mentally. They didn't get any more jump scare evidence, but they didn't need it. The SLS figure, the EMF spikes, and a voice from the spirit box that knew one of them by name. That was more than enough. The Mizpah Hotel, and specifically Room 502, is not just a place with a creepy story. It's a place where something still lingers. The investigators left with proof that the lady in red is more than just a legend. She's there, and she's watching. If stories like this send a shiver down your spine, and if you love diving into the darkness to find out what's really there, then you're in the right place. The world is full of mysteries and haunted places, and we're here to explore all of them. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to join the Dreadline family. We've got so many more nightmares to uncover together. Thanks for watching, and stay safe.